Hello everyone, my name is Nancy Kuchadia. Today I will present a literary example of archetypal criticism. Here is my personal information. Mm, Today I will discuss about some points like introduction about author, meaning of archetype criticism, to measure categories for mythos, example in literature, example from Hindi cinema, and archetype in Macbeth. First, I try to introduce introduction. In a literary criticism, the term archetype denotes recurrent narratives, designs, patterns, or of action, character types, theme, and images which are identifiable in a wide variety of work of literature, as well as in myths, dreams, and even social rituals. The major work of Fries to deal with archetype is Antomony of criticism, but his essay, The Archetypes of Literature, is a precurrence of the book. Uh, who is a north of Fry. He was born in 14 July 1912, died in 23 July 1991. Subdiscipline. He was a literary criticism and a literary theories. He was a Canadian inventor and a literary critic who wrote much on Canadian literature and culture, and become best known as one of the most important literary theory of the 20th century. Fry was educated at the University of Toronto, where he studies philosophy and then theory. Fry became a chairman of of the English department there in 1952, and served as a principal and a chancellor of the college. Meaning of archetype. The word archetype arises from two Greek words. Arch means beginning, and types meaning means imprint. Carl Jung defined four main archetypes: the person, the shadow, the anima or animus, and the self. Those are a result of a collective shared uncertain memories that may persist in art, literature, and religion, but are not obvious to the eyes. Archetypes have universal meanings across culture and may show up in a dream, literature, or a religion. Jung believes symbols from different cultures are often very similar because they have emerged from archetypes shared by the whole human race, which are part of our collective consciousness, unconscious. Uh, Archetypes fall into two major categories like a character and symbols. Character, the hero, who play a main role in a novel or any kind of literature, like Hamlet, Macbeth. It's the outcast, someone uh, who out of society, like a Ram, Lakshman, Sita, Pandavas. It's the scapegoats, someone who get a blame from for everything happen, like Snowfall from Animal Farm, written by George Orwell. The star-crossed lover, like a Juliet, Romeo and Juliet, written by Hamlet. The shrew and the journey. Symbols like a garden. Garden represent a memories, yeah, memories or a happiness. Tree is represent a calmness. Desert is a represent of fear or something like that. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. Uh, North of Rye represent fourth type of mythos of archetype, like a summer. North of Rye belongs to Canada, so in a Canadian culture, summer is like belongs to a romance and a comedy. Autumn belongs to a tragedy. Winter is a irony or a satire, and spring belongs to a romance. uh, Archetypal example in a literature, a mentor, the rise and experience figure who guide and teach the hero, like a Harry Potter series. The hero, the courageous and virtuous character who embark on a quest or journey to overcome challenges and achieve a goal, like the Hunger Game, Sujana Collins, uh, the outcast, some character who is isolated or rejected from society, often due to their differences or unconformity, like a Frankenstein monster in the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Here I put some example from Hindi cinema, like love. Love is a common archetype in our Hindi cinema. Uh, Here I put some example of movies like जब वी मेट, दिल वाले दुल्हनिया ले जाएंगे, और कुछ कुछ होता है. Death. Uh, in our Hindi cinema, it is a very common it is a very common to see a end of the movie, hero or heroine other, yeah, villain died. uh, Here I put some example like Heather, Mughal e Azam, Rang De Basanti, or Border, Sacrifice. Uh, in our Hindi cinema, we are see most of Indian mother or mother sacrifice for build for nurturing his child. Here I put some example like a Mother India, Lagan, Gaddar ek prem katha, or Dil se. In a monsoon uh, belong related to a romance in our Hindi cinema. Rain is a symbol of romance. Here I put some songs related to a monsoon, like a tip tip barsa pani, sawan aaya hai. uh, Garden is a represented a symbol of happiness and memory. Here in a कुछ कुछ होता है movie, we can see a लड़की बड़ी अनजानी अनजानी है song. uh, in archetype we can see a in a Macbeth we can see a archetype of blood and forest. uh, Blood represent a guilt. After in a in a novel, in a drama, after Duncan's murder, Lady Macbeth told Macbeth to wash the blood off his hands, though she had none on hers. Macbeth began to feel remorse and guilt. This burden literally visible by the blood on his hand. Lady Macbeth was hungry for Macbeth's rise to power, even more so than him. And that had occurred having no blood on her hands. Lady Macbeth later said that she would then play a blood on the servants, putting blame and guilt literally upon them. Uh, uh, in a in other scene, a forest represent mystery and evil, where witchcraft was practiced and evil murders. The three witches told Macbeth that he would be king until the forest meets the hills. Here, this sentence say represent a mystery. The soul in a other. The soldiers took branches and disgust themselves to come to the hills to Macbeth castle, using a pieces of foreshadow for murder. Here is my work. I